Well, we have our next guest on here. We have Kade with us, who I met a little while ago, and she is an author, has some terrific books out, and has a brand new book that just got released, yesterday, Carly?
Yesterday,
yes. Yay!
Ho, happy holiday Radiothon. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, when somebody has a book released, you don't realize how long a process that was. And you and Lisa both know how long a process that is, but it is a process.
It absolutely is. And you caretake it and coddle it and nurture it and hope people love it. And then you put your creative self on the line to, have people read it and hopefully love it.
Carly, tell us about the first book in this series.
Sure, I can tell you a little bit about that. So I'm going to give you the 5-second intro. So basically, the first book in the series is called In the Reins, and it's a story of mystery, suspense, and romance. Enter handsome cowboy, right? And self-discovery as a woman returns to her horse riding roots after living in the big city. My lead character is sort of like a Bridget Jones, and she has some hiccups along the way as she's learning to be a horse owner again. So it was a really fun book to write, and people have really been enjoying it.
Any basis in truth of anybody you know or yourself? Any truth?
Well, as Lisa knows, with any author, you write from experience. This is, obviously a product of my imagination, but my own horse, Sissy, actually inspired the lead horse character, Faith, in The Reins, and my trials and tribulations with her through her training really helped me write some of the training portions of the book.
And you show your paint horse, and there's a paint horse in the book too, correct?
That's right. I basically wrote the book that I really wanted to read. I hadn't been able to find a lot of books about Western pleasure showing at breed horse shows like paint horses and quarter horses and palominos. So there's and I love all horse books, but there's a lot for Olympians and jumping and dressage and racing, but there wasn't a whole lot for, my discipline of horse.
Absolutely. And so how was it for the first book? Because you're on your second one, but when your first one came out, were you surprised by any of the reader reactions at all?
Well, before I'm a writer, I'm a reader. So I love fast-paced books. I love books that I don't want to put down, that, I say to myself, there's one more chapter. So when I wrote In the Reins, I really wanted it to be a book like that. So the best feedback that I've gotten is that people aren't able to put it down, and they're finishing it in one night, and they're, sending me emails the next day saying, oh my gosh, I couldn't put it down. When's the sequel coming? Which is a wonderful thing, but also a challenging thing, because then you have to hurry up and get the next book out to help them along on the journey. So,
and the second book has to be just as good or better than the first book. So it takes, somebody told me once you spend 10 years writing your first book, and then you have 6 months to write the second one.
Yeah, that's right. So here's hoping that Cowboy Away satisfies. But early reader reviews have been very good. I've had some advanced readers before it came out, and the feedback has been great. And same sort of experience for them is they finished it very quickly. So that is excellent early input on the book. So I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, that's fabulous. And, we were just talking with Lisa Preston. We were talking a little bit about writing series. I have a series. My protagonist, Kat Enright, is my book comes out next week, and it'll be the fourth one. But, did your character change from the first book to the next?
The answer is yes. There's a lot of maturity that's happened in Cowboy Away, both for the lead character, McKinnon Kelly, who is a mysterious horse trainer, and Devin Brooke, who is the female lead. And there's been a lot of growth for both of them and a lot of maturity, both around horses and inside of relationships. So this is an interesting book because it starts off right where In the Reins left off, but it goes back in time. So you learn the story of the Greenbrier gang. You meet some new characters, and this one follows McKinnon Kelly. So it's told from the voice of McKinnon. Devin was the voice of In the Reins. And in this book, you get to get the whole picture of what makes McKinnon Kelly who McKinnon Kelly is.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, don't tell us too much, because we want to. I'm gonna be getting it, and I hope a lot of the listeners. So the first book is called In the Reins, and the second one is called Cowboy Away. So where can listeners find you online?
Sure. You can gallop over to my website at www.carlykadecreative.com.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. We are going to be chatting a little bit more about your books as the holidays go on here, and we're excited for everybody to get to read them.
Absolutely.
Great. Do I get to share my favorite?
Yes.
So I've been listening in all day long today, and I am a Breyer horse fan myself. So I remember back on my Christmas days when I would sit on the floor and circle from the little catalogs that came with Breyer horses, the ones that I was dreaming of for Christmas. But my most favorite Christmas present as a young person was when my dad and mom had a custom-made barn built for my Breyer horses, which came with the little fence that went around. So I could actually play with them. It was before they had the big, beautiful Breyer horse barns that you could order from the catalog. So it was one of my most favorite gifts.
Aw, that's awesome. Carly, it's been a real pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we'll get to talk again in the future. So good luck with your book, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Carly.
Happy holidays. Thank you so much for having me on. Bye,
Merry
John.
Christmas.